They
Okay.
wanted to play a game of chase or to play a game of rounders or whatever. But now it's your time, it's your ownership, it's player led, and give them that bit of responsibility at the end of it or start with it or the middle of it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But that brings them into it as well. It's not all one way
becomes
traffic.
more about them. Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
Okay. What about you, Barry? What was the main thing that you took from it that gave you that was most useful?
Yeah. I mean, like the lad said there, I really enjoyed it. Bit of an eye opener, really, but just listen to some of the other coaches and knowing that everybody's going through the same difficult kind of trying to get the girls on board, like what you're trying to do there and that. But trying to get a bit more, to step back a little bit from it's just let's nail down this little thing here now. So we get that done now, we move on. Like it's just step away there now. Just a bit more fun in it now for him because and like that talk to him more like. In our chat, he just said like, I mean, even just to call them by their name, like they don't appreciate that little bit.
Was that the eye opener? When you say it was a real eye opener, was it that kind of approach that really, the difference in approach that opened your eyes, that not to focus too much on one thing, just to step back?
Well, no, the eye opener really was that they're going through more than young lads,
Yeah.
Like, I know some young lads do go through hell, like, but all girls go through this one thing, like, and, maybe it is worse for some of the others, but, just to realise that sometimes they're just not in bad humour, like, it's just, they're in pain, like, or, that's one, and all them stupid things, like them having to wear skirts and wide skirts and the low facility farm and toilets being locked during the last season and that.
Yeah.
Them stupid things going on.
And how it's impacted them.
Yeah.
Is there anything...
It would be better. What's that?
Go on, sorry.
Probably would be a bit better if we were all able to talk about that problem, like, that we were able to say the word period without going bright red. So.
Yeah. It would be great, wouldn't it? If this needs to continue, doesn't it? We're talking about it now, but it needs to continue kind of further. Is there anything you felt was missing from the course? I mean, maybe that, maybe more about periods, maybe more about that stuff. Is there anything you wanted to hear more about, or you felt like, I wish they'd given a bit more about this?
I think that I know, and I've raised this before. I mean, I know that the ethos now is all very much, we can't mention winning matches, and it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what was said to me what was said to me by a different coach from a different level said, yeah, but Mark, that's all fine and dandy if we don't talk about winning matches, and we're focusing on developing the potential of every player. Mm-hmm. But then if we're the only club that goes out and doesn't and puts on all our weaker players, and yet then they do the same, but they put on theirs, they're just talking the talk.
Mm.
And then we get wiped off the board. We're doing the right thing. So how do we make sure that, especially, and again, I think it does come from men, is that they're just not, they're paying lip service to this idea that we're just developing the players and it's not about winning. Because in reality, it is for a good portion of people. And so how do we all get in sync with that as clubs?
Yeah, so more about how in practice that works, that it's not all about competition, and yet you still, obviously everyone wants to win.
Yeah, but as somebody said to me, Mark, if it's not all about competition, why the hell do we have competitions? Why do we have cups? Yeah. Why do the guards want to win cups? And I was like, well, we have to think of it as a long-term, keeping them here. It's about their health. It's about the health of the club, the health of the community. And they're saying, but every year, what gets celebrated in the, what do we get all the buntings around for? We don't get buntings for the amount of people that stay in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People get buntings for getting to a final or semi-final.
Yeah.
And I completely disagree with that. But there needs to be something done on the grassroots level that we all change at the same time. And this isn't just something we're just talking about.
Yeah, not just the kind of coaches who want to do the right thing. It's every coach basically. Yeah.
But the coaches that do the right thing effectively will be penalised by winning less.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
But they will retain their players, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I don't mind losing and retaining players. But I know some coaches won't. They'll want to win.
Yeah. Well, I guess that the argument is that if you retain your players, they get better, because if they're passionate about it and if they're treated right, then they improve. I guess that's the argument, that they improve naturally.
Not necessarily, because if you think about it, right, this is a prime example. We could have gone into the C group. Mm-hmm. Sorry, we could have gone on to we're probably this year at under 14. We were better at under 14 last year, but this year we're at the C grade. That's where we should be. Yeah. And if we went into the C grade, I think we'd have a really good chance of winning it. But the C grade, you have 12 aside and you have 3 subs, right? And if you go up to B, you're playing 15 aside and you have 5 subs. So I'm choosing to go up to B purely to get the girls more game time.
Mm. Yeah.
But if I wanted to win stuff, I would go to C.
Yeah.
And I know that I guarantee you there will be coaches that will make that decision.
Yeah. Now, Vinny, you had some thought. You were going to say something there as well. Are you agreeing with Mark?
Yeah, to a point. I mean, look, I hear we're the same. We don't, not that we don't want to win stuff, but we try to keep everybody involved, all the players involved. But at the end of the day, everybody sees everywhere what a title can do, be it at any level. It doesn't matter whether it's Division 1 or Division 3 or whatever the divisions are called. Winning a title is huge for any club and any group of players, whatever age they are.
Yeah.
But, do you sacrifice winning everything at underage and risk losing players that you don't put on in particular matches because you want to win those matches, or do you keep everybody involved for as longer? And I think as underage coaches in all sports, but I'm involved in GA myself, we are all developing players for the adult club. And that's our end game. That's our goal. That's our priority. And we want to keep them all involved until they become adult players or until they're close to it. Because a chap or a girl who might not be, the best on the team at the age of 12 or 13 could be an absolutely fabulous player after 10 years of training at early 20s, rather than that youngster not getting any game time and that particular team winning a couple of titles, and then that youngster says, I gave up because I never got a game when I was playing under 12. That's why I gave up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think keeping them all involved for as long as possible is key. It is a fine balance. We all like to win, and look at some stage along the lines in some of the matches, we might have to sacrifice putting on a youngster to win a particular match or a particular final or whatever. But look, it's hard to balance the whole thing. And there's some clubs, there's a couple of clubs in Waterford City in there, and all they want to do is win, right? There's one club in particular, they want to win everything underage, and they were one of the top clubs in the town, and they haven't won anything at senior, and they're gone way back at senior in the last 5 years. And that's probably one of the reasons why.
Yeah. Do you think that in the workshop itself there was enough time to discuss issues like these, all the issues, the ones we've talked about and, the one we're talking about now? Was there enough time for discussion and interaction with the other coaches, or did the workshop feel a bit rushed? Was it long enough?
It was rushed.
I felt kind of appropriate enough time, because if a group of people talk about hurling, should never end.
Yeah.
But you'd get a lot out of it, wouldn't you? You said it was a bit rushed, Mark, did you? Yeah,
the feedback that we there was a good few of the sessions that we were, it's either reduced the amount of kind of little workshop sessions where we get together. It's reduced those or increased the time. Yeah. Because at least half of them and there was only 3 in each pod, and we were talking, and we just really had to rush them. And in particular, there was